Hello, 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 guys. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to a new cycle. How are you guys today?
Hello, hello. Fine,
Hello,
teacher.
Hi,
hello.
teacher. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you doing?
Hello, teacher.
Hello. How is everything? How was your short break? Was it good? Was it necessary? How was it?
It was good, teacher, but I miss you.
Oh, yes, me too. Well, but guys, we're here. We're here and we're ready to start a new cycle. We are ready to start a B2.3. We are about to finish this. We are starting the last cycles of the program. Remember when we started B1.1 and then we said, oh my God, we are in B1.1 and then we had 5 cycles of B1 and now we are already in B2 and we are kind of like in the middle. We only have B2.3, B2.4, B2.5, and then the last cycle that is related to close center, and we're done, guys. We are done. So I'm very, very, very happy and very excited to welcome you today to our classes, to our cycle. So I am going to share the agenda. I'm a little bit sick today. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but I got a cold. Sorry, I've got a cold, so but hopefully it is not going to be like any inconvenience for our sessions. So I'm going to, as I said, today is May the 17th. We are having the first class of B2.3. In the agenda, we are going to have the welcome presentation as part of the protocol that we always have, at the beginning of the cycle. If I know you know this information, but it's part of the protocol, and we are or I'm going to share the important dates and information related to this cycle. Then after we finish with this, we are going to have we are going to watch a video about social behavior, and we're going to answer some questions. Okay. After we finish with that video, we are going to start unit 5 from our book. We're going to be working on pages 46 and 47. And we're going to finish with a group activity about polite social behavior. And you are going to have a country, but this country is not a real one. I mean, it's not a real country. So you are going to invent and talk about your own social or polite social behavior. So it's going to be very interesting, and you're going to be working in groups for this activity. Okay. So let's start with the first part, that is the protocol that we always do at the beginning of the session. Okay. So, listo. Programa de formación en bilingüismo, chicos, esto es parte, como les decía, del protocolo del inicio de la clase. Esta es la misma información que ustedes han venido recibiendo durante todos estos ciclos al inicio de la sesión. Sin embargo, pues le modificamos ahí de pronto algunos contenidos, lo que tiene que ver con este ciclo y demás. Entonces vamos a dar inicio. Recordemos que el objeto del programa es aunar esfuerzos entre el Departamento de Santander y la Universidad Industrial de Santander para fortalecer las competencias en inglés a 66 personas entre los 18 y 30 años de edad para que finalizando este programa alcancen la competencia B2 en inglés, cuyo inicio de formación puede darse en A2.1 o en B1.1 en concordancia con los resultados obtenidos en el proceso de convocatoria. La población son 66 personas entre los 18 y 30 años de edad residentes en el departamento de Santander. Hold on. Características, desarrollo de competencias en inglés desde A2 hasta B2. Y finalizando el nivel del B2, 40 horas de inglés con propósitos específicos call center. O sea, cuando lleguemos, terminemos el B2.5, el último nivel que vamos a tener es un ciclo extra con 40 horas para contenidos específicos de call center. Tenemos 3 grupos de formación. A2, que es el grupo, perdón, hay 2 grupos que iniciaron en un nivel A2 y ustedes, el único grupo que arrancó desde un nivel B1. Consta de 600 horas para aquellos estudiantes que iniciaron desde un A2 y la intensidad es de 4 horas de lunes a viernes. Sin embargo, cuando iniciamos el B2, ya no vemos 4 horas, sino 3 horas diarias de lunes a viernes. Metodología, presencialidad remota con apoyo del libro digital. Vamos a seguir trabajando el mismo nivel, perdón, el mismo libro que habíamos trabajado en el nivel anterior. Las clases son desarrolladas en tiempo real con la orientación directa de la docente mediante la plataforma virtual institucional de Zoom. Recuerden que ustedes también tienen acceso a las grabaciones. Siempre en la carpeta del Drive les comparto un documento en donde pueden encontrar todas las grabaciones de todas las sesiones que están divididas por los días, día 1, clase 2, clase 3, hasta la clase 14. En caso de que alguno de ustedes necesite devolverse a la grabación o de pronto no pudo asistir a la sesión y quiera ponerse al día con los contenidos trabajados ese día, pueden acceder también a este material. Nuestro enfoque comunicativo, desarrollo de las habilidades comunicativas, habla, escucha, lectura y escritura, teniendo en cuenta los componentes lingüístico, sociolingüístico y pragmático, dándole prioridad a las habilidades de expresión y de comprensión oral. Nuevamente seguimos trabajando con la misma metodología, trabajo en grupos. La idea es que ustedes sigan trabajando y reforzando su parte de speaking. Por esto, en casi todas las sesiones se dan estos espacios para que ustedes, que la interacción no solamente sea profesora-estudiante, sino que también se dé estudiantes-estudiantes. Entonces, siempre trato de brindarles estos espacios para que ustedes puedan poner en práctica todos los conocimientos o todos los temas que estamos trabajando durante las sesiones, lo puedan poner en práctica con sus compañeros y además reforzar esta habilidad de habla. Incluye 2 componentes, lengua extranjera general y contenidos específicos de call center. La asistencia, ustedes saben, chicos, que es de suma importancia en este programa. Se requiere asistencia mínima al 80% de las clases para la aprobación del curso. Con 8 horas de inasistencia se pierde el curso en 0-0. Entonces, pues afortunadamente nunca hemos tenido un caso de un estudiante que pierda por asistencia, por inasistencia más bien. Si es el caso de pronto que ustedes tienen algún evento laboral o que de pronto se enfermen y tengan algún tipo de incapacidad, por favor, todas las incapacidades enviarlas al correo de la coordinadora Lilian, o ustedes también tienen la coordinadora de seguimiento, que es la coordinadora Nancy, donde, digamos, en conjunto vamos a estar trabajando para recibirles todas esas incapacidades y en lo posible, pues que estas horas de inasistencia no sean tenidas en cuenta siempre y cuando sea una excusa médica válida o una excusa válida, ¿ok? Se registra asistencia diariamente en el sistema académico, puede ser iniciando la sesión después de los 15 minutos, en algunas ocasiones también tomaré asistencia finalizando y se reportan estos casos de inasistencia a la coordinación de seguimiento. La evaluación se evalúa de 0 a 5 con nota mínima probatoria de 3,6. Se realizarán evaluaciones escritas y orales, parciales y finales para ir evaluando el avance en el proceso de aprendizaje. Todo esto se mantiene, no hay nada diferente a los ciclos anteriores. Vamos a tener unas actividades en clase que las voy a evaluar como parte de nuestro porcentaje de la nota. Entonces, ya también vamos a mirar esta parte de los porcentajes y demás. Pero recordemos que la nota mínima probatoria es de 3,6. Materiales a usar, el libro Cutting Edge Third Edition Advanced, unidades 5, 6 y 7. Este ciclo vamos a trabajar 3 unidades, ¿ok? 5, 6 y 7. Sistema de evaluación para B2.3. Vamos a tener la nota quizzes, tendremos un porcentaje del 40%, mismo porcentaje de los ciclos anteriores. dándole importancia, pues bastante importancia al trabajo de clase, a la participación. Recordemos que esto no es solamente las actividades que ustedes realizan en grupos, que yo les digo, ok chicos, a veces son individuales, a veces son grupales, perdón, sí, individuales o grupales. No son solamente esas actividades, también aquí en nota de quizzes les evalúo la participación en clase, ¿ok? Esto con un 40%. Regálenme un segundo, por favor. Listo, gracias. Tendremos trabajo virtual en plataforma de Moodle. Lo vamos a seguir trabajando con mis ciclos anteriores, al menos 2 actividades de cada unidad. ¿Listo, chicos? He visto, bueno, no sé si fue coincidencia el ciclo pasado, que algunos estudiantes solamente trabajaron 2 actividades de Moodle. No, no quiere decir que solamente son 2 actividades de Moodle, son 2 actividades de cada unidad. Cada una de las unidades tiene aproximadamente unas 7 actividades, 6, 7 actividades. Yo no les voy a evaluar cada una de esas actividades porque entiendo que los compromisos de ustedes son, pues también tienen otro tipo de compromisos, tanto laborales como académicos, y la idea es que esto no sea una carga para ustedes o que Moodle sea una carga para ustedes, sino al contrario, que sea como un espacio que ustedes tengan una plataforma para el refuerzo general. Entonces, por esta razón, yo les evalúo, no les evalúo todas las actividades o una a una, sino que les doy la posibilidad de que ustedes escojan 2 actividades de cada unidad. O sea, si son 4 unidades las que vamos a trabajar, al menos 8 de esas actividades de Moodle. Como este ciclo vamos a trabajar 3 unidades solamente, entonces serían 6 actividades, al menos 6 actividades de Moodle, ¿listo? Si las quieren realizar todas, maravilloso, estaría perfecto. Si quieren trabajar solamente o estrictamente las 2 actividades, lo pueden hacer también, pero no quiere decir que solamente son 2 actividades en total, sino 2 actividades por unidad, ¿listo? Entonces el ciclo pasado me pasó algo interesante en ese aspecto y aclaro, no son 2 actividades por todo módulo, sino 2 actividades por unidad, ¿ok? Vamos a
Teacher,
tener,
I have a
yes,
question.
yes, Angelica,
Uh,
sorry, Andrea.
we, Andrea, we need to work in 3 units, but the time of the cycle is the same.
Yeah, it is the same, yes,
Oh, okay,
yeah.
thanks.
Of course. Después tendremos tercer avance de proyecto con un 20% de la nota y por último tendremos el examen final que les va a evaluar todas las habilidades, escucha, lectura, escritura y habla. Este examen con un 30% de la nota global, y ya con esto tendremos el 100% de la nota de B2.3. ¿Ok? Muy bien. Ya para finalizar esta parte, chicos, en el equipo de trabajo y de apoyo tenemos en la dirección a la profesora Laura Cristina Dueñas Angulo, en la coordinación académica la profesora Lilian Carolina Acevedo, en la coordinación de seguimiento tendremos a la coordinadora Nancy y a los formadores de inglés, a las 3 formadoras de inglés, Marilyn Blanco, Laura Jereda y Laura Daniela Chaparro. Esos son los contactos, chicos, por si de pronto los necesitan, le pueden tomar un screenshot. Estos son los mismos contactos que hemos manejado durante ciclos anteriores. En la coordinación académica tenemos a, este es el correo de la coordinadora Lilian Carolina, ese es el correo de la coordinadora Nancy, este es mi correo electrónico. ¿Listo? Recordemos que también me pueden contactar no solamente el correo, sino también por el WhatsApp, por el grupo que tenemos, ¿ok? Claramente, pues el correo es nuestro sistema de comunicación oficial, pero también tenemos otro canal de comunicación. Ya para finalizar esta parte y para cerrar esta presentación, aspectos a tener en cuenta, ser puntuales con el espacio asignado para la clase. La idea, chicos, es aprovechar este espacio lo máximo que podamos y arrancar con las diferentes actividades tipo 6 y 5 de la tarde. Entonces, siempre iniciando la sesión hay una canción como de espera para que ustedes se unan a la sesión y como darles como ese espacio para que se conecten. Pero la idea es poder arrancar lo más temprano posible, tipo 6:05, estar iniciando las clases. El micrófono debe estar silenciado a menos que ustedes deseen participar en alguna actividad. Ustedes son siempre bienvenidos a participar en todas las actividades, a preguntar también todo lo que quieran. Sin embargo, cuando no estamos participando, cuando no estamos haciendo ningún tipo de intervención, por favor, microfonitos apagados para que de pronto no se nos filtren ruidos externos y esto no sea incómodo para los demás. ¿Ok? Si es necesario hacer alguna intervención, pueden pedir la palabra, levantar la mano utilizando alguna de las reacciones de Zoom o simplemente activar el micrófono, solicitar la palabra y yo se las daré. Ya tenemos aquí a la coordinadora Lilian, yo creo que ya nos va a hablar un momentico, entonces vamos a escucharla. Vamos a estar en clase. Cuento con el compromiso de ustedes durante la sesión. Uso el tiempo en las actividades asignadas, sin música, sin ruidos distractores. Esto jamás, jamás, jamás ha sido un inconveniente con este grupo. De hecho, es un grupo muy, muy trabajador, muy responsable. Entonces, nunca he tenido ningún tipo de inconveniente con ningún estudiante, pero pues no está de más recordarles eso. Paciencia, tampoco podemos controlar los ruidos de la calle, factores externos. A veces el internet se nos pone lento, a veces de pronto ha estado fallando, a veces de pronto no escuchamos bien, a veces de pronto donde estamos, justamente estamos haciendo una intervención y justamente hay un ruido ensordecedor o algún tipo de ruido externo que no podemos controlar. Entonces, pues ese tipo de cosas hay que entenderlas y hay que tener paciencia. ¿Ok? Entonces, ya sin más, chicos, welcome, 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 welcome to B2.3. We have our academic coordinator, Lilian, in the session. So, Lilian.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Muy buenas noches. Sé que me extrañaron, pues, porque ahora los ciclos son más largos y entonces ya no nos vemos tan seguido. Y seguramente dirán, ay, no, otra vez. Pero buenas noches para todos. Vengo a visitarlos, a ver cómo está eh, pues este curso desarrollándose desde el inicio. Ustedes saben que pues desde el primer día estamos haciendo seguimiento hasta el último día. Trato el primer día de cada nivel, trato de entrar y saludarlos, pues no lo hago todos los días, aunque sí estoy ahí, pero pues no quiero estar interrumpiendo las clases todo el tiempo. Este es un grupo al que siempre me gusta acompañar. La clase es muy amena y los estudiantes participan todos mucho, ¿verdad? Sí, sí, como el ciclo pasado, recuerdo que estaban muy participativos. Entonces, no, pero sí he visto que en las sesiones ya pierden como la pena de participar mucho. Pasaba a saludarlos, desearles que en esta recta final, porque ya entramos a la recta final de este curso, ustedes, los otros grupos todavía les faltan unos niveles, pero que en esta recta final sigan motivados a terminar el curso, sobre todo que lo aprovechen, que sean muy honestos y aprovechen mucho esta oportunidad. Es un curso excelente con muy buenas profes, con un contenido que les va a hacer Freddy, ¿me quieres escuchar hablar en inglés? Bueno, sí, ahí está. Sí, los que terminen hasta el ciclo de call center, ¿no? Después del B2.5 al call center, el día que inicie el nivel de call center, mi presentación, mi saludo presentación va a ser todo en inglés. ¿Qué les parece? Entonces tienen que terminar porque el que se retire antes, o sea, si alguien está pensando retirarse, se lo va a perder. Freddy, le vamos bajando ahí en las actividades de clase a Freddy, ¿no, Daniela? Por favor.
Anotado, anotado.
Por favor, ahora me van a cobrar lo de la E, lo de la E en el ahorcado, me lo van a cobrar. Bueno, yo no les quito más tiempo, sigo acá en el seguimiento y bueno, disfruten su clase, disfruten este ciclo. Nos veremos como en 15 días más o menos. Hasta luego.
Muchas gracias, Carito. Muchas gracias. Ok, very, very, very good. Entonces, es una promesa, ¿no? El que termine B2.5 hasta call center, vamos a escuchar a Lilian hablándonos en inglés todo el tiempo. Very good, guys. Okay, so I'm going to call the attendance. I'm going to see who's missing in this session. So before we start, we officially start with the session. Do we have Acevedo Cuevas Saray?
Present, teacher.
Very good. Albarracín Caballero Cristian.
I'm here, teacher.
Awesome. Ayala Viloria Joeli.
Here, teacher.
Great. Baca Yain Andrea.
Present, teacher.
Good, 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 good. Carrero Bonilla John Hammer.
Present, teacher.
Awesome. Cordero Castellanos Brian.
Present, teacher.
Great. Córdoba Miranda Stephanie. Stephanie. Is Stephanie with us? So let me see. Nope, not yet. Fonseca García Freddy.
I'm here.
Awesome. Liscano Ariza Judy. Judy Lisette, I can see you. Can you hear me? Can you hear us? Okay, she's trying to join. Maybe she's like having some internet issues, I would say.
Sorry, teacher. I'm here.
Hello, Judy. No worries. Lozada Díaz y Analicet.
Present, teacher. I'm here.
Great. Muñoz Salazar Andrea.
I'm here, teacher.
Good. Pérez Ardila Natalie.
I'm here, teacher.
Very good. Pinzón Linares Mayra Juliet. Mayra Pinzón. Mayra, okay, very good, Mayra. Plata Vargas Mayra. It's not in the session. Rodríguez Llorente Harold.
Hi, teacher.
Hello, Harold. Sandoval Miranda Angélica. Angélica.
Present, teacher.
Okay, very good. Sierra Jaimes Daniela.
Present, teacher.
Okay, good. Velasco Uribe Ana María.
I'm here, teacher. Hi.
Good. And Vera Peña Jennifer.
Here, teacher.
Okay, very good. Awesome. Okay, guys, so now we can officially start our cycle. We are going to begin with one activity. I'm going to show you the agenda again for the ones that were not, I mean, at the beginning of the session. So we already had the welcome presentation. Then we're gonna have some general information. I mean, I'm going to share the Google Drive folder with you. And then we're going to start with the social behavior video and questions. Then we're going to work on Unit 5 on the book on pages 46 and 47. And then in the second part of the session, after the break, we're going to have we are going to have the polite social behavior group activity. Remember that our break goes from 7:30 to 7:40 p.m. Okay, so that is going to be the same as the previous cycle. So here, people, I have your students folder. B2.3 students folder. I'm going to share it with you. right now. So you have it from day one. Good. Where's the chat? Oh, here it is. Sorry. So here, guys, you have instructivo para acceder a Moodle, instructivo para acceder al libro My Cutting Edge and My English Lab, instructivo para acceder al sistema de información del Instituto de Lenguas, and then the presentation from today. I need to upload the information related to the projects. Hold on, let me open it here real quick. I have it here with me. But I need to put it in your folder. And I'm going to upload it right now, guys. Okay, very good. So for this one, this is, remember, this is our project. This is the same information. This is the same format that you have. So today is our first class that is on May the 17th. And I'm going to tell you what the activity for this cycle or the information that you need to send me for the third project progress. So on the 12th class, or class 12, that is on June the 2nd, I am going to give you some time, like I'm going to monitor your process and your projects during class time. And then on the class number 13, that is on June the 5th, you are going to send me the third project progress to my email. And then on the class 14th, you're going to receive feedback. So for these third project progress, you have to turn in a slideshow. Remember that for the first and the second one, you send me a Word document. Now for this one, you have to turn in a slideshow as an audiovisual aid, which must only contain summarized information. Remember that the slides must be short and not like a lot of content, just summarized information, titles, pictures, and any video clips of the project, of the topic that you chose, of course. Okay, so for the third project progress, that is what you have. That is what you have to send me. Is it clear, guys? Is it clear? Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, very good. And I already uploaded here to your students folder on Drive, okay? Here, you have it here now. Okay, people, so let's move on. Let's continue. So for this unit, we are going to discuss something that is very interesting that I personally like, and it's about, you know, differences in culture with, of course, with people from other parts of the world. Have you ever experienced something interesting with a person from another country that was like shocking, kind of like a culture shocking or something? Have you ever?
Teacher, can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, of course, Natalie. I asked if you have ever experienced something that it was shocking for you in terms of culture. For example, if you met a person from another country, it's, let's say, from Mexico or from any European country or from the United States. I mean, something that was shocking for you in terms of culture. Something that you say like, oh, that's weird, but maybe for them it's normal. Or the opposite, maybe for us it's normal, but for them it's weird.
I think with the people in India,
With people in
the
India?
of the bathroom, that they use in a different way the bathroom than us use it.
Oh,
I think
really?
that's Yes, because it's normal in hotels or something like that. Like the bathroom is like with you,
It's
but
like,
the
uh-huh.
real culture it's in the se me olvidó cómo se dice piso in the
Floor, on the floor?
at the floor.
It's
Yes,
like a hole on the floor?
on the floor. Yes,
Oh, huh.
so
Awesome.
weird.
Yeah, that's super awkward. But it's something normal for them, but for us it's like, oh, this is weird. This is not the way we do it in our country. Okay, very good. Thank you, Natalie. Julie, you
Ish.
wanted to say something?
So I'm so sorry, teacher. Just my
Yes.
microphone is open. But when I was in the United States, I met a little community of Amish.
Oh, Amish, really?
Yes,
I
it's
used to
very
watch it. I used to watch a program. I think it's on TLC. I don't know if it's if that's um I don't know if it was on TLC or something like that, but I think they had a program about the Amish and I loved it. I loved it. So you met someone from the Amish community, yes?
yeah, and he told me about his community.
Uh-huh.
They don't use like a technology or
Electricity.
something
Yeah.
like that,
They don't
and it's
even they
very
don't
and
even
they
have
use like
electricity.
they wear a different clothes,
Uh-huh.
like a black clothes, and I
Uh-huh.
don't know, but
And like
it was very
long
weird for
dresses.
me. Yes.
Yeah, I loved watching the Amish because there was even like a part of where they would take people from the Amish community to live in New York or in other like in another big city, and then they were like they used to go to a hotel and they were like, oh my God, like they have electricity here, or what is this? They were like shocked with the world outside the community, which is something like shocking to think about people like living in such communities where they don't have any um access to internet, to electricity, to cars, to anything. So it's very like an old fashioned way of living. So that's very interesting for me. It happened to me with that when I was living with my host family. They're American and they're Jewish. So not talking about religion or stuff, because they were Jewish. I mean, they are Jewish. So for me it was like super interesting to know a little bit more of that a religion, because I had no idea about that. So I learned a lot. But in terms of a culture, with the American and Colombian culture, I noticed that we are very affectionate people and we show love in such different ways. For me, for them it was weird that I used to talk to my family every single day, and for them they were concerned and they were worried that maybe I was homesick or something. And I said, no, I talk to my family every single day because we're very close to each other. I'm not homesick. I mean, not at all. I just talk to them every day. And then they said, oh, that's weird. Because they had all their kids living in another city and they would call them like once a week or once every 2 weeks, every other week. So for them, like me having such a close relationship with my family was kind of like weird. And I think that's pretty common in the American culture. Also, uh no, no, that's not what happened to me. No, 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 not at all. Sometimes, but not always. It's also the physical space, because I am very affectionate with my family and I usually hug them or kiss them. So for them was like me trying to hug them every day. They were like, oh, why? They were not mad or something. They were like, they said, oh, that's interesting that Danny is very, she loves to show how much she loves someone by hugging them or something like that. So it was kind of like a weird. Yeah, that was very Colombian. That is very Colombian for sure. And what else? Well, so many different things. Have you ever experienced something like culture with another with a person from another country?
Yes, teacher, I have.
Yes,
Teacher,
John. Yes, John, what's your experience?
So my experience was in 2018 when I was in Peru. I lived with Ecuadorian people.
We cannot hear you well, John. I don't know if it's the your headphones or something.
Can you hear me
but-
now?
Yeah. Better.
Okay, what I was going to say is that in 2018 when I was in Caribou, I lived with Ecuadorian people. So it was a great experience because they are from this I don't know how to say ethnia in English, but they are
Same thing, India.
from Quechua from Quechua, yes, from Ecuador. And it was great because I could learn a lot about that culture, about the language, about the way that they get dressed and those kind of things. It was nice to know about it, and as well as the language. For example, they used to say like panigo, taita Dios bendiciachu, something like that. And I could learn a lot about them. It was nice.
Okay, interesting, very good. Thank you very much for sharing. I think, where is it? Harold, you
Harold.
also wanted to say something. Maybe not. Oh, and I remember
Hi,
one.
teacher. Can you hear me
Yes,
well?
Harold, go ahead.
No, it's my
No,
internet. If you
yeah.
want to hear me well.
Well, try saying something. Because no. Guess you're having like some internet issues. I remember once I was sometimes in our culture, it's very common that when you meet someone, of course you shake hands, but you also give a kiss to someone, you know? Something very, very common here in our Colombian culture. But in the United States, do not do that because that could be something weird for them. It happened to me that I met a girl and I gave her like I said hello, well, nice to meet you, and I gave her a kiss or something, and she was like, she wasn't rude or anything, but at the beginning she didn't understand the what had happened, because for Americans their personal space is something almost sacred, and it's like a bubble for them. It's like they imagine that they have an invisible bubble around them, and if you are too close to the bubble, then you are like, it's too much and you need to move forward, you need to move away, because for them their personal space is very like important, and it's something that you should respect at all costs. So that was very interesting. So guys, we're going to watch a video. We're now going to watch a video about shocking cultural norms from around the world. It's a short video. It lasts 6 minutes. But not only that, you're going to also answer some questions. So I'm going to show you the questions. Maybe you guys can take a screenshot. Oh, Harold, an Indian guy. Okay, let's read what Harold said. Ah, Yeah. So cows are it's an animal that's it's sacred in India, and they don't, eat them. So for you it was interesting and weird that the guy decided to cook like meat. Um and oh, but was it because he he didn't follow his culture or his tradition from his country, or uh oh
Maybe
really?
it depends on the religion, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it could be also.
I mean, it is not like for most of them to follow that rule, like cows are
Okay,
sacred for them.
okay, maybe in some parts of India, right?
You know? I also
Okay,
have experience, teacher.
you have, what is it?
Yes, I have like a friend, she's from China, like
Uh-huh,
specifically she's from Mongolia.
uh-huh,
So what was shocking for me is that she was always like always caring for his boyfriend, for her boyfriend,
uh-huh.
like very caring and trying to be like the perfect girlfriend. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. And she said that it was because of the cultural context where she came from. Like women are always like pleasing their husbands
Placing like,
or couple, yeah.
yeah.
So she
Oh,
was always like that. And even when she was hosting something, she always wanted everyone to be, she wanted everything to be perfect, like everyone
comfortable.
was happy or enjoying the
Uh-huh.
moment. And also, she always had trouble, problems with her physical appearance. Because in China, everyone is caring about how skinny you are. And if you are gaining some weight, so you are fat, or
Yeah,
you are,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It also,
and she told me that the girls are always criticizing their bodies, like, oh,
yes.
you're fat, guys are not going to be interested in you,
It
and
do. Yeah.
that
It
was for
also
her.
it also I think it doesn't happen only in China. I think it's in Asia. Because I had a friend, she's from South Korea, and she moved to the United States, and she used to suffer a lot because of that. And she said that in her own country she used to be bullied all the time
Yeah.
because of her weight and because of her physical appearance. And she was blonde, and usually they're not blonde, or they usually have like short and not black, they usually have like dark or black hair, and they are slim, and they are, so
Yeah.
she was the opposite. She
She
was the
was also,
opposite.
there was a time that she was like, she went to the beach and she was like, taking the sunlight.
Uh-huh.
And she told me that they are starting to say, oh my God, you are going to be like, you are going to have that skin and that is not normal. Like in their
Yeah.
country, is you are very white, so you are better for men.
Oh,
So she said
wow.
like that racist.
Oh, that's so
And
horrible. Yeah.
mhm,
And I think it happens in Asia. I think that's something pretty common in Asia. Yeah. Oh, that's super sad, but it's
yeah.
part of it. Happens. It happens. Okay, people. So we're going to watch a video. I'm going to share with you these questions. So if you guys can take a screenshot, or maybe I'm going to take a screenshot or a picture, and I'm going to send it to the WhatsApp group so that you have the questions with you, and then you watch the video, and then you answer. As you watch the video, you also answer the questions. Okay, so let me oh, Andrea, you already did it for me. Thank you very much, Andrea. Awesome. So I'm going to
Okay,
share.
teacher, don't worry.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to share this video with you. It lasts 6 minutes. Okay, so let me stop the recording, because whenever I try to upload videos on YouTube again. So what did you think about the video?
Teacher, I'm in shock with the funeral.
With the funeral in Bali?
Yes,
Why?
yes. Because in Colombia, funerals are
Usually
is
very sad,
very
right?
very sad, very religious, very small with the person that died. So I see that I saw the pictures and I say, what?
Yeah, like why are they like celebrating? Yeah.
Yes.
And also in China, I think it's in China. Funerals are very different. So here funerals are very, like super sad, and people usually are crying because a loved one passed away, sadly. But in other countries this is something super normal, and they are not crying, but they are just hanging out. So for example, in China, they usually what they do is like they sit together and the coffin is there with the dead body, but they don't even look at the dead body. They're just like share some food, and they just have a conversation, and that's it. It's not like, it's very different from the way we we have the funeral. So that's something very interesting, and that it's of course different
And
from our
that
culture.
the in the last country put the body of the person
Yeah,
in a horse. I don't know what animal
yeah,
are.
something like that, something like
And
that.
not in a normal, how do you say that?
In a coffin, in a
In
coffin.
a normal coffee. Yes.
Yeah, yes, for sure, for sure. Okay, very good, Andrea. So the first one, what else did you find most shocking about the different countries or different cultures? What else do you say, like, oh, this is like so shocking, I had no idea about it?
Maybe in the video when they were talking about the Arabic countries, maybe
Uh-huh.
Jordan, something like that he was explaining that if you were going to be to give compliments to some of the things that people have, do you have to offer them to, I don't know, like they have to offer that to the other people, to who the person who gave you the compliment, something like that he
Uh-huh,
was
very good.
explaining.
Mm-hmm.
So that was weird, I don't know.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
you have to say no like 3 times.
Yes, thrice, they said thrice, but
Tries, yeah.
three times basically. Also what I found interesting was in Ireland. In Ireland, if you want something, you have to say no the first time. For example, if you are at someone's house and they offer you some coffee, even though you want the coffee, you want to drink coffee or tea, or you want to, I mean, they offer you food or
Twice.
whatever. Yeah, you have to say no at the beginning, and then they ask you for a second time, and then you have to say yes if you want, of course. So that's weird. And then
Some
they
people
say,
do that here
yes, yes, yes.
to be
Uh,
polite.
sí, como, no, muchas gracias. Ay, bueno, está bien.
Yeah.
To be polite. So in other countries, for example, in the United States, they made a comparison in the United States. If you say no, it's a no. For them, that is something very important. Para los americanos, eso es importantísimo. Si ellos dicen que no, es no. O sea, es como, if you try to say like, well, but it's solo este poquitico, just this or something. If you say no, it's a no. I mean, that's it, no more. So, but in other countries, it's different. So in Ireland, also in Colombia, I think a part of our culture is kind of like different. So, but in Ireland, you have to say no the first time. Okay, good.
For
Uh,
me,
yes, Daniela.
teacher, another point that I found incredible was in Indonesia,
Indonesia, yeah,
about rules of traffic. For me,
yeah.
that in a country uh, doesn't exist rules in
Like rule, no traffic rules, not at
over,
all.
Lebanon, yeah.
because it's a dangerous activities, no?
Yeah, and then they said in the video, that of course there are a lot of accidents, sadly, but they don't follow the rules. I mean, maybe they exist, there exists rules, but no one follows them. And it's something that is happening here in Colombia, in our city. I think people do not respect the law, and then they don't respect traffic lights and they do whatever they want. You know, here laws, they exist, but no one respects them, which is super crazy. And it's not responsible to do that. It's irresponsible. It's irresponsible for sure. Okay, guys, what about a question number 2? Greeting random strangers in the street in the USA versus Europe. What is different?
When I hear that, I remember the culture in Medellin and Bucaramanga because it's a little different. For example, Bucaramanga is similar to Europe, maybe because if you are in a park and a stranger sit
And a
down
stranger.
and start to ask you, it's like me va a robar.
you're like, oh, what does he want or she want? You know, that's weird. Like, why is she greeting, or why is she saying hello or something? I don't know the person.
Hello is enough, but no more.
Yeah.
It's more common to us and even to friends in this form. When I hear that, I remember
It's similar to Medellin and Bucaramanga. So in Medellin, maybe they're like super friendly, and then you greet people like randomly. It doesn't matter if you know or if you don't know the person. Like greeting random strangers in Medellin, maybe it's not something like too crazy. But here in Bucaramanga, it's like, who are you? You know, why are you saying hello? What's wrong with you?
hello is enough. Only a hello, no more.
Yeah, but not like
Teacher, I remember
Yes.
that I tell with this. I don't know if you know to Hope, the person that is an interchange in the Institute of Language. Hope is from California. So Hope says that that is very stranger for she, that the students in the university say hey, say hello. If, for example, if the person saw of Hope for 5 times a day, 5 times say hello, hello, how are you? Hello, hello, how are you? And Hope say that this is very stranger for
Weird. Yeah.
yes, we are.
Like reading her every time you see the person. It doesn't matter if you have seen the person like 5 times a day.
Yes, but in the university, at the university, if you person, you say hello. Yes.
Yeah, right.
And for Hope, this is very, very weird.
Oh.
Yes. And she say that ella intentó decirlo como en español, como ustedes hablan mucho, o sea, como si como que saludamos mucho.
Yes.
Eso fue muy chistoso.
Yeah, that's part of our culture.
That
Yes.
happened, yeah.
Yeah, it happens. It happens for sure. What about rush hours in China and Japan? What did you get? What did you understand?
Incredible. I don't listen. I don't like to live in China. And for example, when I go to the center of the Bucaramanga center,
Downtown.
is uncomfortable go there even Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, because it's packed.
It's the same
Yes.
for me. It's very
So-
crowded and I don't like it.
Imagine live in China when it's
China.
rush hour in the
Yeah.
middle of the night, morning. For me,
For you, it will be like, no way. Like, this is too crazy.
In the video, it was said that they didn't care about doing the line
Yeah.
during the rush hour. Like,
Yeah. They don't
they
care.
will be
They're-
like, yeah, going through your way and they could push you and
Yeah,
don't
they
care.
don't care. But then in Japan is way different, because in Japan they're like more organized. And
They're
I
more organized, yeah.
yeah, for sure. They're way more
polite and
organized and
quiet.
polite. Yes, yes,
That's what my
yes.
friend told me. Like, she was in a plane. She told me that Japanese people were always complaining about Chinese people because for them Chinese people are very loud.
Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah,
Have you ever guys watched these videos from this guy? Well, I'm sure you have. This YouTuber, Mexican YouTuber that is Luisito Comunica.
of course.
I loved his
I
videos.
love it.
I
I
love his
love.
videos. And then whenever he visits,
Now she's in China.
he is in China. Yes.
Yes, he's in China. Yes.
So I remember that he was, I mean, it was shocking for me because I'm not sure which country he was at. I think it was, I mean, it was an Asian country. I don't know if it was Japan or China. I think it was Japan or, I don't remember, to be honest. But then he was saying that he was trying to go to a party and they wouldn't allow him at the club because I think he was like too old for for that place, and then they would say like that he was not allowed to be in, and also because he of course he doesn't look Japanese, or he doesn't look or Chinese, or like a person or resembles that person from that country, because of course he looks different, so they wouldn't let him in. And now that we're talking about differences between cultures, whenever I watch one of his videos, it's like, oh my god, this is so shocking, it's so interesting, and so different, so different. So if you watch it, or if you don't watch him, I recommend him. Like he's awesome, and his videos are very interesting, very fun as well. Okay, guys. What about India? It's diversity and conscious about of different cultures. What did you understand, or what did you get?
It's common for men like holding their hands in the
Yes.
streets. That's normal
Yeah.
for them. And I heard about it on a video, that it was explained that it's part of the culture. Like if they are close friends, they always show like their love,
Yeah.
but they're not
By
having a
holding hands.
relationship, but they are not
Uh-huh.
homosexual, but it's just
Yeah.
like a close friendship.
Yeah.
And it's valid for
Exactly.
them to do it in the public.
Yeah. And
But
here it's not normal. I mean,
I know me, yeah.
yeah, people say, oh, they see two
Yeah,
people,
two men are holding their hands, like
they're
they are
like,
couple
yeah,
or something like that,
yeah.
dating.
Yeah, something like that. But in other cultures, like in India, that's something completely normal, and they're very good friends, and then that's how they show their friendship, that how they show that they are close friends. Sorry, I think it was Daniela, you were going to say something.
yes, teacher, but for me, India is a country a little contradictory because it's a society sexist.
Uh-huh.
So for a woman, for a woman, there are a lot of rules, and
Yeah.
I believe that that kind of
Behavior between,
behavior for
uh-huh,
is
prohibited,
but for men not.
but for
So
men
for
is
me,
good.
it's a little contradictory because it's
Yeah.
a normal behavior, but
Among men, but not
yeah,
among women. Huh. Maybe, yes.
that that behavior is
Yeah.
contradictory with
Yeah.
their culture because
Yeah.
there are a lot of conservative for
Yeah,
me.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. Okay, guys, very good. The next one, tolerance towards public drunkenness.
I think it was in England.
Uh-huh. And then
Like
what did
for
they
them,
say?
um, like if you were going to have drinks, like in a restaurant, it was like this is a family place and it's not for having drinks, for being drinking, maybe.
Huh? So I
Because they
think,
have a lot of paths over
yeah,
there.
yeah. So I think what they said is like, if you are from Britain, from Great Britain, it's something common to drink outside. It's like here, I mean, I don't know if in Colombia it's prohibited to drink outside. I mean, is it?
I think it is.
It is?
Yes
I mean,
and no.
I don't drink.
Me
I don't
neither.
know because
You
I
can,
don't drink.
you can walk in the street drinking, but you're not allowed like sitting in the street drinking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So maybe in like a bar that has like
Yeah, I mean,
chairs
what you are
outside.
doing is legal, but if you're staying in a
Yeah.
place, legal.
Oh. Oh.
Weird.
Okay. Okay. So in other countries, if that's something that is not illegal, and I mean, in the United States, it is. You cannot drink outside. You can't. And if you are going to buy, if you're going to buy alcohol, you need to show your ID. It doesn't matter if you are 80 years old. It doesn't matter if you are going to buy alcohol, you need to show your ID. It was shocking for me because here, I mean, if I go to a bar or I mean, if I go to a store, let's say Éxito, Carulla, whatever, and I buy beers or wine or whatever, they don't ask me for my ID because of course I look older than 18. I mean, I don't look underage. But in those countries like in the United States, you have to show your ID, doesn't matter your age. So I remember I was at the store one day and then there was an old lady right in front of me, and then she was going to buy buy wine, and the cashier asked her for her ID, and I said, "Oh, why?" And I thought it was only because I thought it was only for young people, but no. Yeah, people assume your age. They don't usually
but
ask
teacher,
here in Colombia.
it is not until 21 that you have to show your ID in the
No,
US. I don't
no.
know, I heard that.
I mean, you cannot go to a bar to
Doesn't
drink.
matter?
Yeah, if you're 60, 40, 80 years old, of course, if you are 40 years old, you don't look like you are 21 or 18 or underage.
Yeah,
You have to show your ID. It doesn't matter how old you are, you have to show your ID because they
that's
have
weird.
they have to scan like a barcode or something, and then and then you have to show your ID.
So
There's
it is
no
like a
exception.
loader to show your
Yeah,
ID
it's
for
yes,
alcohol.
it is.
Just for
It
alcohol?
definitely,
Like
yeah,
cigarettes
for
or
alcohol. Well, I never bought cigarettes, honestly.
okay.
So I have no idea about cigarettes, but I did buy alcohol, so I know this for sure because I did it. I mean, I bought it. But I'm not sure. I guess you also have to. I guess I'm not 100% sure. I'm not gonna say that you have to because I don't remember, but I think you also have to. But in the United States, it's something very, they are very strict with that, and you cannot drink outside, you cannot drink alcohol, you cannot drink anything like alcohol in the streets. You can't. It's prohibited.
So you
So
cannot forget your ID in the
no,
US. Always wear it.
if you are going to a bar, you always have to show your ID. And then your ID, it's different. If you're underage, your ID is different because it's like well, I think it's another color or something.
They can
But
use like the driver license or not?
yeah, I mean,
It's an ID?
yes, my ID when I was living there, I used to get my driver license to travel, to to buy whatever I needed, to go different places. I always used to carry my ID because I didn't like carrying my visa and my passport because I was like too scared of losing them, and then finding myself in trouble just because I lost it. So I always carried my ID, my driver's license, and that was my ID. So that was very easy and very convenient. Okay, guys. So nap time in Spain, what did you hear about it?
Amazing.
I didn't know about it. Like
You didn't know
we
about it?
used to sleep from
Adopt
till
that
4 p.m.
customers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
maybe, I mean, I don't know if this is something that people
It's similar to people here in Colombia. Maybe our
our parents and grandparents.
Yeah,
Teacher.
yeah. And then they usually take a nap. But here we don't close stores. We don't, I mean, we do our regular life, you know, but I don't know, according to the video, it
Maybe in
says
the
that,
past,
yeah,
but
I mean,
now
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is something that is still common in Spain. But maybe it is. Maybe in certain areas of the country, it is still something that happens nowadays. So that's interesting. And the last one, Balinese funerals.
I would like to attend to one of those
To one of those,
funerals.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because they said that it was like celebrating
Yeah, they're
music,
celebrating.
food, like
It's
super,
yeah,
super
and it's
expensive.
very expensive. And it's very expensive. So you need to have money in order to afford that. And if you don't, then you need to you can't wait. I mean, to have the funeral, you need to, or families can wait until they reach the amount of money that they need, or they have like a community funeral with more people, and then they pay for one, and then they have several funerals in just one celebration, so it's cheaper for them. Okay, so that was very interesting.
But
So
teacher, even here, diet is expensive because you
yeah,
have to pay a lot of things.
yeah, in Colombia, if you don't have a if you don't have a these kind of like services, if you don't pay for it, it's very expensive. It's very expensive. So it's important to have that, guys, because we never know. We never know when it's going to be our time. So it's important to have that, and because it's very expensive. It's very expensive as well. But it's not like a party with celebration like in Bali. It's very different. Yeah, we need to pay for that. Yeah, 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 for sure. Okay, guys, so now we are going to our books, and we're going to open the book on page 46. On page 46, we are going to start unit 5, that is how you come across. So for this unit, or during this unit, the grammar that we're going to be working on is modals and related verbs, patterns with abstract nouns and relative clauses. For the vocabulary, we're going to have polite social behavior, image, and communication. For the task, we're going to have deal with a problem tactfully. And the language of life is asking people to do things by email or getting people to do things. So let's start with the vocabulary. Speaking of vocabulary about polite social behavior, we're going to read the text individually, and then we're going to discuss the following questions. The first question is, what is Forward Community School doing? Like, what do you think of the idea? And do you know of anything similar in schools in your country? So you guys are going to read this short text, and then you're going to let me know what you think, okay? Is it clear?
Yes,
Okay, so please start reading individually. Ready?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Okay. So what is the Forward Community School doing? What is their attempt? What are they trying to do?
Like motivating the students to take like a etiquette course
Uh-huh. Yes. But
about the manners,
all the
how to be.
students, all every
No,
single
for the
student
boys. It
for
is
the boy.
exclusive for the boys because
Uh-huh.
for girls they are like rude. They have no hygiene.
Yes.
So they were complaining about it.
So females pupils or
Yeah.
students were complaining about how rude their classmates are or were, the bad language and personal hygiene of of the boys. So the boys started to take lessons in order to learn how to treat a woman, and then they have to take this course. I mean, not they have to, they are taking a course that lasts 6 months to learn about personal grooming, like how to wash themselves, or get ready, or just like just for how can I say this, for like their personal appearance. So they're learning this at school. uh, and then how to treat and how to grade a woman in general. Okay, very good. What were some of the things that you were taught about good and bad manners at your school, guys? Talking about schools, not talking about parents, but school in particular. Did you have anything similar at school? Did boys have to take any course or sort of course?
You're asking only for boys or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm asking for boys if it's something similar, and then I'm gonna ask the girls if they had, something similar or something different. But for
No.
boys, no?
Teacher, I remember maybe in primary school that not only boys, all of us have to take like a little bag with I don't remember, well, like
The name of the book.
pañuelo, with things that will help to have a good personal hygiene. And in the past, well, my mom told me that when she was at the school, she took a class, like a course, like any other, like maths or biology, or that was a focus on etiquette and like behaviors and
Yes.
in general
How to behave in public, and
yes.
in certain situations or in different situations. Okay, very good,
And
guys.
when I was in high school,
Yeah.
in the last grade, I had to read a book that was about the normas de Carreño. It
Oh.
was about the good manners. Yeah, we had to read it for
Oh, now that
ethics.
you
Manual de
mention it,
We
Humanidad
had
de
a
Carreño,
subject.
sí.
oh
Yes,
my
Yeah.
goodness,
It-
I just had a
I-
flashback.
and when I was reading it, it was about washing your hands before having any food, how to sit or not crossing your legs, something like that. It was all
Yeah.
about it.
Oh, I just had a flashback when you mentioned it, because now I
Yeah.
remember it. I had totally forgotten about it, but now that you bring it back to the table, I'm like, oh yes, for sure, for sure.
I remember that in the primary school, I learned a crochet.
Oh
I did
yes,
weight crochet. And
yes.
you have to learn that things.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
my sister. My sister had to. I didn't have to, but my sister did. And it was so difficult. And she had to make like, like big things with that. And that was not easy. But I mean, that was interesting. I wish I had learned something like that because that's something beautiful. Okay, guys.
Teacher,
So yes, Judy.
I'm so
Sorry.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I remember when I was in my high school, I took like classes
Yeah.
to how to I can say that como comportarse,
How to behave.
how to behave in like because we have to do practices or something like that in a different companies.
Uh-huh.
And uh, for us, we have to take like
Yeah.
classes in, I
How to
don't
behave
remember
in
the
different.
name of.
Uh-huh. Oh. So that you knew how to behave in other in other places, not only at school, but also when you were going to do something related to school, but in other places. Is that what you mean?
Yes, teacher.
Hmm. Interesting. Very, very, very good. Okay, my people, we're going on our break. We'll come back at 7:40, 7:41. Okay, so see you
Okay.
shortly. Thank you. Okay, guys. So we're back after our short break. So we are going to move on. We're going to continue here. And we are going to check the meaning of the words or phrases in bold. And then we are going to underline 3 that can be used to describe polite behavior. So the first one, it's disrespectful. I guess we don't have any, we understand what it means.
Yeah.
It creates a good impression as well. It's inconsiderate. Yes, we're good with that one.
Yeah. No considerado.
It's over the top.
That one, no, teacher.
It's over the top. I mean, it's when something, it's acceptable, and then there is like a top of something, but then over the top is like something exaggerated, or yeah, something like more than what it is expected. That could be over the top.
But in a bad way,
Yes.
teacher? In a bad way.
In a bad way, yes, it could be in a bad way. But it can also be used in a positive way. So I guess it depends on the context. Okay, it depends on the context for sure. The next one, it's a way of showing respect. I think we're good with that. It's a good way of showing respect to older people. I forgot to read the whole thing. It might make other people feel awkward. Do you know the word awkward?
Incómodo.
Yes, like that's awkward. That's like something uncomfortable, like an uncomfortable situation, something awkward, something weird. It's revolting. What does it mean of revolting? No.
No idea.
When something is revolting, it's causing a intense disgust. So it's like when we say it's disgusting, it's revolting, it's a synonym, it's something negative. Yes, Christian?
Like when you wanna throw.
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily. I mean,
That
maybe,
level?
yeah, but it could be not necessarily one behavior that makes us feel like revolting, or certain situation. When we say that's disgusting, it doesn't necessarily mean, I mean, it can mean, it depends on the context, that the food is not good. So that was disgusting, like it all will make you throw up. Like a disgusting situation, it could be like a behavior. Oh, that's disgusting, like it's not good, like that behavior is not good at all, and that person said or acted not in a good way, like in a horrible way. That's disgusting, or it's revolting. Okay, it's like like asqueroso, kind of like, oh, desagradable. Qué desagradable.
Repugnante.
Repugnante as well. Yes. So it depends on the context as well. It's overly familiar. What is the meaning of that? Overly familiar.
That it has been done or said many times in the past, or frequently said or seen.
Yes. Overly familiar. Yeah, it can also be used to express that. So it's not like a new
It's not original, yeah.
yeah, yes, exactly. What about it's considered gentlemanly?
Caballeros.
Yes. Very it.
And having manners, to be polite.
To be polite, exactly. It's sexist. I think we're good. I think we all understand the meaning, right? The meaning of that one. The next one, it's not the done thing. What is that? It's not the done thing.
No social acceptance.
Sorry, Freddy.
That it is not social.
It's not socially accepted.
Yeah.
That is, it's not the appropriate behavior.
Yes, very good. Diana, very good, Freddy. So when something is not the done thing, it's like the way people expect you to behave, or to be the correct or suitable thing to do, or to be the way that people think you should behave, and so on. So that could be that is the meaning of that. It's not the done thing. It's a real turn off. What do you think? Turn off. Any idea?
That one, I have no idea.
Well, it can mean, of course, it always depends on the context, but it
Yeah,
can
because it
mean,
has other.
yeah. Uh-huh. So yes, for sure. So it's something that that stops you from feeling excited or attracted about something or someone. Okay? It's a real turn off. So that means that that situation is not good. That situation is not something that you wanted, something that you desired, and then somehow it made you feel like, oh, like I'm going to back up a little bit. I don't like that. For example, you met someone, right? And then you just met someone, and then you really like that person, and you're dating or something, but then that person does something that is not good, or you are not happy with, and then it's something real turn off. That means that the person maybe said or did something that you didn't like, and you said like, okay, no, I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept this, I didn't like it. So somehow you stop feeling attracted or excited about something or someone. Okay. The next one is it's unhygienic. Well, we know what it means. It's unprofessional. We all know what it means. It might seem pushy. What is the meaning of pushy?
It could be forzado. I don't know.
Yes, very
It
good.
is okay.
Yes. So something like pushy, it's or sometimes this is something that parents, when they are extremely determined to get what they want, to they make you do whatever they want, even if it annoys you, even if you are not happy with that, even if you don't agree with that. So sometimes pushy parent, I mean, there is there is a part where, I mean, it's not negative, but it can also be negative. I mean, if it is like too pushy, of course it's negative. Sometimes parents, they have dreams, and they couldn't make those dreams come true, and then they, for example, let's say, oh, my mom wanted to be a nurse, and she couldn't study because she had me and she had to work, this is just an example. And now I feel that I have to become a nurse because my mom is pushing me to become a nurse, and she's telling me what to do and how to do it, and I'm not happy with that because I don't want to be a nurse, or I am studying to be a nurse, but just because I want to fulfill her dreams, not mine, and I want to make my mom happy. So that's why I'm studying medicine, or I'm studying to be a nurse, because that's what my parents wanted, you know. So that could be like pushy parents. Sometimes pushy parents, they want you to be better than what they are or what they were. So maybe for example, my parents, they never had the opportunity or the chance to go to university, and because of that, they wanted me and my sisters to be able to go to university and to study whatever we wanted, but just to go to university. So they pushed us to study, and they pushed us to, you know, follow our dreams and to achieve things. So in that way, that was something positive, or that is something negative. That is something positive. But if it is too pushy, that's something negative for sure. Okay, good. It might be offensive to some people, so we all know, we all understand the meaning, and it could be misinterpreted. That also, you know, misinterpreted. Sorry, misinterpreted. And the last one, it's completely taboo. So we're good with the definitions, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. So before we go to the group activity that we're going to be working on, we are going to do this part in which we are going to read, is it the right thing to do? So we have here social behavior varies in different situations. We're going to read the list, decide, and evoke which of these is always or never acceptable. Some of them are always acceptable. Some of them are never acceptable. Which ones depends on people ages or the social contexts. For example, if it is at work, if it is with friends, if it is at the office, if it is with your boss, if it is with your classmates. So it depends on the social contexts and the right way to behave in these situations. So for example, the first one, standing out when a boss or a guest enters or leaves the room. Do you think that this is something that is always acceptable or never acceptable, or it depends? What do you think about this one?
Is
About the first one?
polite.
Yeah. Sorry, what else? Who said?
Is extremely polite. For example, in my school, when I study in a religious school, and when the teacher, or especially the, how do you say,
the principal,
but noon.
Oh,
When
yes,
noon, we have to
stand up. Yes.
And they she or they said us sit down, and we sit down.
Oh, yes.
But was extremely polite.
Yes, and if you didn't do it, it was something like you could get in trouble or something, or they
I
could.
mean, some people do that here in
Yeah,
Colombia.
yeah. Whenever.
Even like for bosses,
Yeah, so
when they have a guest.
yeah, when we usually stand up and then greet them, you know, like standing up.
Then you can have a seat.
Yeah, and then you have a seat. Yes. What about the second one? Men opening doors for women depend and helping them to take off and put off their coats. Do you think that's acceptable, or it's never acceptable, or it depends?
I don't know, maybe because of the new thoughts about, it could be sexist.
Yes, I think it
So
depends on the
maybe
person
men are not doing that nowadays.
anymore.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
for some women it's like offensive,
Like, for
they are
example,
taking it personal.
yeah, for example, if they
Mhm.
want to open the door for the other for
I don't need a man for
women,
that.
they're
Some of
like,
them.
oh, why do you open the door for me? I can do it myself,
Yeah,
something like that.
that's
But
controversial.
yeah, that's controversial for sure. Some women would say, well, no, I like that. and I'm not gonna get mad if you do that. But for some others, they're like, oh, I don't do that. Like, I don't like that, and I'm not going to accept that kind of behavior. So I
Yeah, that
think,
they can do it by themselves.
yeah,
Mhm.
I think it depends on the person. I think this one, it depends on the person. Maybe opening doors, it's okay, but you know, helping them to take off and put on their coats,
Oh my God, that's
yeah, that's not, I mean,
The
come on nowadays.
person,
Yes,
someone
Christian.
like a date, the last part,
Sorry, what do you say?
the part of take off and put on their coats. It's more like a date, maybe.
It, maybe if you're on a date.
Yeah, maybe, but in something normal, it's like, why are you doing that?
Yeah. So for us, sometimes we're like, oh no, we're good, thank you, you know. But for some other people, we'll be like, why are you doing that? Or I mean, it depends also on the context of where you are, for sure. What about calling people you don't know very well by their first name?
It's common. But
yeah, it is common.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
We
in
don't call them
here,
by the
yeah,
surname or last name.
where
Mm,
in
in
younger
Spanish,
people is more common than older. But even in older people, when you named like with a how do you say
with
madam
a title?
or yeah, with a title, older people said, or for me, happened to me.
Yeah.
No, tell me Daniel, for example.
Yes. For example,
They
I don't
they
feel
said, ask, tell
uh-huh.
me with my first
Yeah,
name.
I don't feel comfortable talking to an older person, like telling or calling them by their first name. I would also say like señor, señora. You know, I
Yeah.
always say that. For them, it's like, oh, don't call me like that, but it shows respect. Or don, doña, you know, something like that. Some people hate that, but
That's
it's just
common.
yeah, but it's just a matter of respect. For example, I call my like let's say a neighbor, I have known that person for my entire life, but I always say don, doña, because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
yeah, I that's kind of like like showing them respect.
Even in the past, like married women were called by the surname of of their husbands.
Uh-huh,
Like
yeah.
Mrs. Fonseca, Mrs. You know,
Uh-huh, yes,
like they belong to that
yes.
person. So
Uh-huh,
it was
yes.
at that.
Uh-huh. And then when we reply, sí, señor, sí, señora, you
Yeah.
know, with the señor, señora, that's something
Or you
very,
use
very,
usted when we don't know the person very
yeah,
well, like
usted,
instead of
we
to.
don't say to, uh-huh, exactly. Very good. Dropping it at someone's house without being invited.
I don't like to do it.
Yeah, I think this is never acceptable. Like honestly,
Yeah.
for me, this is a behavior that is not acceptable. Like, I mean, no,
I
I'm
like to be informed if someone is coming to my
yeah, if
place.
someone is coming to my house, I also want people to let me know so I'm ready, because sometimes, for example, I hate people in my house on a Sunday. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because on Sundays it's usually my day off, and I just want to be wearing my pajamas a whole day, you know, like watching TV or just sleeping. And then imagine a person coming to my house without telling me in advance. I'll be like, oh, that's so I mean, that's not nice, not very nice. Um so I would say that dropping in at someone's house without being invited, that is not an acceptable thing to do. Doing things on your phone when you're socializing with other people. What do you think about this one? This is very common nowadays. What do you think?
I mean, I hate when some people are doing that. Like
Uh-huh.
maybe you have like a meeting with a person in a restaurant and the person is just staring at their phones. instead of
Uh-huh.
following or keeping up with the conversation. I really
Yeah.
hate it.
That's rude.
That's offensive and rude.
Yeah, offensive.
Maybe
I had
did
a friend that
you?
she used to do it, and I was like, okay, you're not paying attention. I'm going to, I'm leaving. And I was like, see you next time. I didn't say anything, but I was like, sorry, I'm busy right now. I have to leave.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah,
Because it
yeah,
was
for
really
sure.
offensive. Like
I
she was
mean,
not
I
paying
mean,
attention.
if it is something, I mean, it happens that when it's something very urgent, when, for example, I am in the middle of a conversation and I receive a text message, I said, guys, or someone, please give me 1 second. I am going to reply something real quick and then I'll come back to you. You know, that is something that I normally do because it's kind of like showing the other people respect. Like I'm not talking to you, but then I'm also looking at my phone because I'm not paying attention to you. I'm not paying attention to my phone. Like it's like I'm doing nothing, you know? So it can happen. Good. What about asking people how much they earn or how old they are?
Depend of the old.
Yeah, that's rude.
If you have 16, maybe yes.
Is it happen
Okay.
if it happens with your friends? No problem.
Uh-huh.
Like asking how much do you earn, but if with someone that you have no relationship or not close
No.
or an unknown
No, no,
person, that is
no.
offensive.
No, that is
Yeah.
offensive. That could be
I
offensive.
did it when I was a kid.
Yeah, but
There
with
was like a
the
guest in the
kids,
house. I remember
yeah.
was, how much did you earn? And she was like,
Yeah.
you don't ask that to people you don't know.
Or the age, you know,
The
there,
age.
especially for women. For women, this is something like, oh, I don't like to tell my age, and you know, so they get very offended if you ask them the age. There are some people, I'm not saying like I'm not talking like in general aspects. I'm talking about some people or some women in particular. They get super offended when someone asks about, hey, about her age, you know, that can happen. So I think that you should avoid asking those questions just in case. A man paying for a woman's meal and drink, what do you think about this one? Always, never, acceptable, or depends?
Is acceptable. Don't lose the good behavior.
So it
Yes, it
depends.
happens when someone is flirty.
Yeah, if I'm on a date and then my boyfriend invites me for dinner or something, if he invites me and he pays, I'm fine. I mean, I'm not gonna get mad or anything. But if I am with friends or something, I usually pay for my own food, usually. So, but I think it depends on the situation. I think it depends on the situation. What about the next one? Coughing, sniffing, sneezing, or yawning without putting your hand over your mouth.
If
I
it's
mean,
closer to the people who is top, yes. But
yeah.
but if you are in a good distance and or maybe you turn up your face
Uh-huh.
because it's your health. You
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
maybe you stayed in a moment, but no for a long time.
Okay.
I will say that the pandemic taught us some manners.
Yeah.
Since then, people learn like you have to put your arm in your face
Yeah,
when
to sneeze when you're about to
you're going
sneeze.
to start coughing, yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
sneezing.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's for sure. Touching people when you talk to them, like, you know, something like this, patting them on the back or putting your arm
I don't
around.
like it.
I think that's kind of like disrespectful. I mean, it depends on the person, it depends on the situation for sure.
Some
But
people are very touchy.
yeah, they're like, wow, you know, don't do that.
Yeah.
Good, good, good. Uh, what about shouting, rowing, or holding loud conversations in public places?
Y metrolínea.
You're listening to everybody's conversations there. You're
But I
like,
mean, I had a friend that he was like that. Like he's still my friend, but whenever we were in a public place, he was always speaking loud.
oh, that's
And I
funny.
was like, you're speaking too loud, like you can lower your voice. And everyone was
It's
staring at us, like
yeah,
it
it's
was
only
weird.
me and you. It's only me and you. I can listen to
Yeah, and he
you.
said
You
like,
don't have
sorry, I
to.
don't realize when I'm then
It
when I'm speaking
happens.
very loud, speaking up like
It happens. It can happen. The next one, swearing or blaspheming in formal situations, such as a meeting. I think this is never
Meeting with who?
acceptable. Yes, Christian.
Never. No.
Meeting with
I mean formal situations, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
informal.
not
Yeah,
acceptable.
it's not acceptable, right? It should never be acceptable. Christian, you were going to say something, sorry?
a meeting with who? I mean, how
I mean,
a person's
it doesn't
relationship with
say,
the
it says
family.
in a formal, it says in a formal situation. So it doesn't say or specify that it's with your boss or you know, in an important meeting. It's just like in general, informal situations.
But some bosses are like that, like
Yeah.
The problem
swearing
is,
and
I'm with my
cursing.
bosses, and my bosses swearing too, and I'm
Oh,
say
they
a
do?
lot of blasphemy.
Oh, huh. But I mean,
So
okay. But I think that is not like a normal behavior. I think it's not like a norm. Maybe they do it, but it's not something general. It's not like a general behavior or an acceptable behavior, or that everyone should do the same or is allowed to do the same. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What about men whistling or shouting comments at women they find attractive?
That is common here. Or it used to be
It
like
used to be. I was
it
going to
used
say
to be
that. It
like
used to
it is
be.
changing now.
It
Like
had,
yeah.
thank goodness. Thank goodness. Because that was so, I mean, we're still in the process.
It
But
still happens, yeah.
yeah, it still happens that they say comments, that they shout comments, like disgusting comments.
It happens with a cab driver or like
Yeah,
these guys
yeah,
that are
or
in a
bus driver.
motorbike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But that, I think this situation, this is never acceptable. Like it should not be accepted under any circumstances. I mean, it's very uncomfortable for us. For me, it's very uncomfortable, and I hate that. I really, really, really hate that because it makes me feel uncomfortable. So yeah, for sure, no. Couples kissing and cuddling in public. Oh, I hate this.
Very common.
I
Young
hate
couples are
this.
like that always, everywhere.
Yes. Yes.
If you
Yes.
go to the
Yes.
cinema in a shopping center,
They're like
how do you call like
kissing
a mall?
and
Yeah.
yeah, they're like kissing or showing love and they're like too touchy or something. No. I think it's never acceptable in a public place. I mean, it should never be acceptable in a public place. It's just like not very nice. It's not very, we don't want to see the other people, you know, having like almost something like an intercourse or something in front of us. I think it's not acceptable. So no, nope, nope. For me, I mean, for me, it should never be acceptable. Never. I mean, holding hands is different. Holding hands is different. But you know, like kissing, I mean, it's just like if it is
Yeah.
just a small kiss, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. But if they're kissing and then you can see like everything, that's weird, that's uncomfortable. Or sometimes they're like two cuddling and touching each other.
Isn't like there is no
No,
tomorrow.
no. I mean, guy, like move on, like go to a place where no one can see you, like that's part of your privacy. We don't want to be part of that privacy. It's your privacy. We don't have to be part of it. So no, no, no. Arriving half an hour late to a social engagement without a good reason.
Rude.
That's rude.
That's
Uh-huh.
rude.
Yeah, that's rude.
Times.
But here
Sorry.
everyone is late.
Yeah,
Because
Colombian people they're not punctual. Yeah, for sure they're not.
because you're organized your times, and when people are reading
Well,
late,
yeah,
it's like a
it
break.
changes everything. Yeah, it moves your agenda. If it is, for example, if you have your time, if you plan your time to follow a specific, schedule or something, and then someone gets or arrives late, it's just rude and without a good reason, because sometimes things happen, and I mean, it's part of life. Sometimes things happen, and we have to be understanding, and we need to understand people when those situations occur. But if you don't have a good reason, then you shouldn't arrive late. I mean, what's the reason for? And the last one, phoning people after 10 o'clock in the evening. What do you think about this one?
Depend of the people
It
who is
depends.
It depends.
If it
Depends
is
on
a
what.
friend, you can do it.
urgent, no? Urgent of the situation.
Okay, if it is,
If
I
it
mean,
is a
but
colleague from work, it is not acceptable.
yeah, it is not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Uh,
Of your car, how do you say, tu cargo? Depend of the
I mean, it depends on if you're the boss or something. I mean, I don't think so. I
I don't
mean,
think yeah.
what can be so urgent that cannot wait until the next day? I mean, unless your office is on fire or something, and then you need to call your boss and say, "Oh
Actually,
my God, we're
I have
having."
that rule now. Like I don't answer
teacher.
messages from work after, after when I leave work. Yeah,
Yeah,
till
no,
the
no,
next
no.
day.
Me neither. Me neither. I mean, sometimes, well, I am a teacher, and I on Saturdays I work with kids, and I usually share my. I mean, I don't like to share my phone number with parents, because parents do not. I mean, I don't want to say that every
It
single parent,
happened to
but the
me.
majority of parents, they do not respect that you have a life outside of the classroom. And then I used to get texts on a Sunday at 10 p.m. I'm not lying. At 10
Yeah.
p.m., 10 30,
Mhm.
11 p.m. on a Saturday, on a Sunday. So that's very disrespectful. That's so rude. I mean, I have students that text me at 9 p.m., 9:30, and it's something urgent. I say, like, I can reply, I can, if it is just a question. But there are some parents that are like, teacher, what is the homework for tomorrow? Or teacher, things like that. I say, like, I'm sorry, I am going to reply the next or the following day. For example, on Saturdays, sometimes parents, I finish my shift at 6:30. So if a parent texts me after 8 p.m., I don't reply, and I reply on Monday after 8 a.m. I never reply those messages during the weekend because it's my day off. And
I have
sometimes,
the same experience
yeah, and then
with
sometimes
parents.
they text me. Sometimes they text me at 4 a.m. Like, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. They text me at 4, and I'm like, no way. Like, you should not do that. Like, that's like, I mean, I know it's my WhatsApp, but I'm not working, and I have a life. I'm not working 24/7, so I'm not available for you 24/7, especially for parents. You're like, oh, they do not respect that. So I think that calling a person after, oh, it happened to me last cycle, it was on a Friday, and then we started a cycle the next day, that it was on a Saturday, and I was in class with you, and then a mom was calling me on WhatsApp, and calling me and calling me and calling me. And then I was like, what happened? At some point I got like stressed out, because she was calling me and texting me. And then I was working with you guys, and I sent you to one activity or one of the grid works. And then when I was, when I had a time or some free time, and I said, hello, you are calling me for what's the reason? I'm sorry, I'm in class. And then she said, oh, I need the academic coordinator because, you know, I need to ask him something. It was like 9:30. And I never, ever, ever share the academic or the coordinator's phone number. I never do that. So I never share with anybody the phone number of a coordinator, never. So I said, well, I can share with you the email, but then you have to, you know, wait until tomorrow because it's 9:30. And she said, no, I need the phone number because it's something urgent. And I said, well, you have to wait until tomorrow. And he starts working at 7 a.m. And then she said, no, I need it right now. And I said, well, I'm so sorry, but no, I can't do that. And then she was like, oh, okay. You know, it wasn't something like that urgent. She could have waited until the next day. She just wanted to talk to me, my academic coordinator at 9:30 on a Friday. And I said, no, I'm sorry. So I think that it depends on the person. If it is a friend, I mean, that's acceptable. If it is something related to work or job or anything, it's not. So guys, we're
But
going to, yes.
Thinking about a system in general, for example, they
Okay.
need it because if the programs, I don't know, stop it, of course, almost or whatever business stop. So
Okay.
if this, even the contract has the how do you say article
Yeah,
that
that you need to be available. I mean, but it depends. I mean, that's different because it says you have a contract and you need to be available at any time. But if your contract doesn't say that, then you don't have to do it. You know, that's different. You see? That's different. Okay, guys, so we're going to finish with a group work in which you are going to have a country. This country is not a real country. It's let me share my screen here. Okay. These are the country cards. We have Hygienia, Equalitalia, Great Formalia, Old Fashioned, Silentia, Professional India. So the first one, Hygienia, is a country famous for being obsessively clean. The second one is men, women, and young and all are treated equally in this country. Great Formalia, people in this country are very formal. Old-fashioned, people here behave in a very old-fashioned way. Silencia, a country famous for how quiet it is. And professional India is a country where succeeding at work is everyone's dream. So you guys are going to choose one of these countries and you are going to write 6 tips for visitors to your country about the ways and types of behavior below. So we have a real turn off, be misinterpreted, create a good impression, disrespectful, gentlemanly, inconsiderate, offensive. So what can be something, for example, what can be offensive? So arriving late can be offensive in this country. If you, if you get 2 minutes later after the meeting starts, you know, something like that. Or a real turn off is to cuddle in public or something like that, you know, or crack jokes or give up your seat or kiss or pay for a meal, pay somebody a compliment, row in public, say please, thank you, and sorry. Well, you guys are going to go to working groups. You are going to choose a country, any country that you want, and then you are going to create some behaviors that you're going to give tips for visitors to your country. So visitors to, and then you choose old-fashioned. For example, you chose old-fashioned. So your country is old-fashioned, let's say. So visitors to old-fashioned should keep the following in mind. You're going to come up with 6 with six um with 6 types of behaviors that they should follow or should be careful with. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher, it is clear.
Yes. And then we're coming back to the main session and you're going to share your behaviors, okay? Okay, guys. So okay, very good. So I'm going to send you the worksheets. This is an interactive worksheet. So if you refresh it, it will eliminate what you have written. So you need to be careful, okay? So for example, here, I texted old fashioned. I typed old fashioned, sorry, not texted, I typed. And then I refresh it and then, I cannot see any longer what I just wrote. So you have to be careful with that. So one person shares the screen, you guys get in groups, you choose any country that you want, you create your 6 tips, and then you come back here and then you share what you wrote. So I'm going to send you to the groups. So I'm going to create, hold on. Andrea Munoz, is anybody twice? Is anybody twice in this session? No. Okay, guys, so I'm going to send you to hold on. Okay, please join.
Hello, teacher.
Hello. So what's your group, Angelica?
Number one, but teacher, I want if I can leave the session today because I don't feel very good
Oh yeah,
because
sure,
I
sure,
got
sure.
a sins today and I
Uh-huh.
have a fever.
Oh, sure, it's okay. Don't worry. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay,
No
teacher.
problem. Okay, bye.
Touching people when you talk to them. Mhm.
How are you guys doing here?
Hi, teacher.
But that is like
Eh,
being very, very
I think that
like
is
when you're having a conversation with a very, very close person, but it's not the case.
Ay,
Something
gritar.
like muy confianzudo,
Wait.
not necessarily an unhygienic person.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, guys. How are you doing here?
We choose a country and we are arrepentidas.
Why?
Because it's so difficult.
Why are you regretting your decision?
We choose Silencia, and we think that the most of the vocabulary is for the other countries. So we are like, oh, Silencia is a very difficult country to describe.
Maybe like for example, rowing in public. Do you know what rowing in public is? Row in public. The one that says row in public. So row in public is like you know, like kind of like have an argument. It's like a scene, como una escena, una pelea that is a row in public.
Oh, no,
So you should not, you know, discuss or not discuss, like having, you should not have an argument in public or row in public. You should not listen to music after 6 p.m., you know, something like that.
But we can use other vocabulary.
Yeah, sure.
No, this? Okay,
yeah.
teacher.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Of course. Okay, so please continue, and then we'll go back to the main session shortly.
Okay.
Hi guys, how are you doing here? Oh, you finished already, yes?
Hi, teacher. Yes, we have finished.
Oh,
So we choose gay formalia.
Uh-huh.
So the first tip is like, it is inconsiderate, not showing respect to all people. Never argue or raise your voice when talking to them.
Uh-huh.
If you want to create a good impression, you have to stand up when people enter the room.
Yes.
It is respectful, not dressing appropriately. Always remember to wear smart clothes.
Okay, yeah.
It is very offensive if you don't say please, thank you, and sorry when you are interacting with other people.
Uh-huh.
When you visit Great Formalia, it is unhygienic to spit in the street.
Okay, yeah.
It is not a done thing to smoke when you are indoors.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yes.
So those are our tips. Yeah.
Okay, those are great tips. So we are going back to the main session, and then we are going to wait because the other groups, they're also about to finish. They only have the last one missing. So let's go to the main session and then wait for them 1 or 2 minutes, and then we start.
So we are going to share.
Yeah, for sure.
Tips. Okay.
Yes, for sure. Okay, so
Great.
see you in the big room. Okay, guys, very, very, very good. So we're going to start real quick, and then we're done, okay? So group number one, in group number one, we have Brian, Christian, Daniela, and Diana. So you guys, you can share your screen or you can just read the country and the tips for us.
Okay, teacher. We choose Eugenia. So visitors to Eugenia should keep the following in mind. The first one, it's revolting to speed in the street. And the next one is disrespectful, yawning without putting your hands over your mouth.
And then we have there is unhygienic coughing in the same direction of other person. Touch people when you're talking to them might make them feel awkward because we have a lot of germs in our hands. It is taboo shaking hands because obvious reasons, like in Asia. That's another reason too. And it might be offensive for others, smoking in public places.
Okay, very good. Okay, so whenever we go to visit Hygienia, you must be, or we must be careful and follow these rules or these advice, pieces of advice whenever we want to visit this country. Thank you very much, group number one. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Let's go with group number two. In group number two, we have Andrea, Muñoz, Ana Maria, Harold, and Sarai. Hey,
Okay.
very good.
Our country is Silencia. Visitors to Silencia should keep the following things in mind. First, don't disrespect the silence. Second, if you want to create a good impression, you shouldn't talk loudly. Don't be inconsiderate and say please, thank you, and sorry if you want to chat. If you whisper in shared spaces, it can be seen like as offensive for other persons. Avoid engaging in loud arguments or creating a row in public. And finally, please don't play music at high volume, at least in the rooms that are night.
You mean, and okay. And at least, you could say at least at night. Al menos en las noches. At least, no and. At
Okay,
least,
sure.
yes, at least at night or after 6 p.m. or something. Okay, so do you guys know what row in public means? Row in public.
I don't.
You don't. Anybody knows? I mean, not from group number two, because I already told you what this is, but
I look for it in
on a dictionary.
it's hacer fila como formarse en público, hacer fila en público.
I mean, if it is real, I mean, yes, but if it is in a different context, it can also mean to create or to start an argument. For example, like create a scene, como crear una escena, como una pelea.
Having a fight in
Yes,
public?
having like an argument in public. For example, you just saw your boyfriend or your girlfriend with another person, and then in public, and then there are people that they don't care, and they start a row in public. They start fighting in public. They don't care about anything. They are just causing a scene. So they're fighting over something. Okay, that is also a meaning of row in public. Okay. It also means to make a line or something, but it also means to start an argument. Very good. Thank you very much. Group number 2. Excellent. I think Silencia is very boring. It's such a very boring country. But
Yes, teacher.
it is.
We know this.
Yeah, it is.
It is. And let's go with the last group. Group number 3.
Okay, so we choose great formalia. It is inconsiderate, not showing respect to all people, never argue or raise your voice when you are talking to them. If you want to create a good impression, you have to stand up when people enter the room. Is disrespectful, not dressing appropriately, always remember to wear smart clothes. It is very offensive if you don't say please, thank you, and sorry when you are interacting with other people. When you visit Great Formalia, it is unhygienic to spit in the street. Don't show your base animal nature. It is not a daunting to smoke when you are indoors.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Hold on. I wanted to see something real quick.
Again, to share my
Yes.
screen. Okay.
Yeah. When you visit, it's to spit in the street and show your. I love that one. Yeah, don't be an animal.
Yeah.
It is not a done thing when you smoke to smoke when you're. Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
It's very offensive. Oh yes, so always say sorry, thank you, please. Dress, wear smart clothes. Yes, that's why the country is called Great Formalia. So everything is very, very, very formal. What do you expect from this? Thank you very much. Group number 3. Awesome. Okay, my people. So thank you very much for this great activity. So we already covered the vocabulary, at least for this first part. So tomorrow we're going to move on. Tomorrow we're going to continue working on different activities that are on this unit. So thank you very much for being here tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Bye, teacher. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great night.
Bye, teacher.
Good night.